Driving through the worst affected province in Korea's south, constant emergency alerts. The coronavirus crisis here is deepening fast. At first glance, the main outbreak city, Daegu, looks fairly normal, but the hospitals tell otherwise.
This is a temporary screening station to take temperature checks, and if you look around, they've actually set up tents going back for quite a long way.
Some here are heeding warnings to protect themselves.
I'm trying not to leave the house, but when I do, I always wear a mask.
Others, though, like this fruit seller outside the hospital, aren't worried.
If you've got a chronic disease, it's probably dangerous, but otherwise I wouldn't be too concerned.
Medical staff are working around the clock, and Daegu's government has appealed for extra supplies and personnel. City officials have also apologised for distributing masks in a way that led to this massive line.
Inside this hospital, there are more than 200 people with the virus. They've cleared out all other patients. It's now a dedicated facility for treating COVID-19. And it's just one of the hospitals here preparing for a big influx of patients.
In Seoul, the government is making a big show of disinfecting the parliament. But Korea's government appears reluctant to lock down Daegu and stop people travelling out.
Does this virus have pandemic potential? Absolutely, it has. Are we there yet? From our assessment, not yet.
Whether Korea is really willing to take tougher measures to stop the spread is still unclear. The death toll here is relatively low, but all agree the number of infections will only rise further. Bill Birtles, ABC News, Daegu.
The number of infections is also rising in Italy. The number of confirmed cases there has jumped to more than 200, Europe's biggest outbreak. The government has shut down a number of towns in Italy's north. Europe correspondent Linton Besser is outside one of the towns in Lombardy. Linton, what's the situation where you are?
Juanita, I'm in Guardamilio, about 7 kilometres south of Codogno, just up the road, which is ground zero for Italy's coronavirus outbreak. It's now one of 11 towns across the north of the country to be placed in quarantine. And as you can see, police aren't letting anyone through unless they carry a special permit. There are now 50,000 people that have been placed in lockdown as Italy races to contain this virus.
And Linton, what's been the impact of the outbreak on the country overall?
Well, Juanita, 7 people have died, 229 confirmed cases. There's no question this is a serious moment for Rome. The EU has yet to implement any kind of border restrictions to isolate Italy, but travellers leaving the country are being carefully screened. And the mayor of Codogno, meanwhile, says this is the biggest crisis to face his town since the end of the Second World War.